Until we're ready to do verse 13, we remain prisoners of hope. We have the promises, but we don't have the deliverance of the promise. We're prisoners of hope in the great congregation, Israel. We don't have that promise until we see his... How do we start this teaching, man? Yo, I'm talking to you. Zechariah 9:1. In the day when the eyes of man and the eyes of the tribes of Israel are back on Yahweh for their answer. That's when this is going to come to pass. In the day when the eyes of man and the tribes, in that day, Lebanon, in that day, Syria, in that day, the Ekronites, the Plishtim, they'll all be made into Torah keepers and lovers of Yeshua, because this is my will. We better learn how to get along and how to live right with each other. Because Yeshua says that the war between Ephraim and Judah will end. The war between the Arabs and the state of Israel will end. When? Then. So that the two-house doctrine is not, well, you know, Rabbi, I've been on the internet. I've been checking out different views. Some people say the two houses is good. It's good kosher. Other people say it's a very dangerous doctrine. I'm not sure. Well, let me help you get sure.
Get them.
Lift your hands, get it sure. I'm sorry, that's a deodorant. Look at this. When can we expect the peace of verse 10? Go back to verse 10. The shalom that Yahweh wants for the two houses to flow into a kingdom dominion from sea to shining sea, from river, one end of the rivers of the earth to the other end. When will the shalom, the kingdom, the return of Yeshua, and the messianic kingdom, the olam haba, and the atid lavo, when will this, when? When the two houses stop fighting each other and start fighting the true enemy. Well, what is the true enemy? Remember we started this message? It's not just the world of flesh and the devil. We as Israelites have another enemy that we are fighting. Look at this. Yahweh said, here's my goal. When I have bent Judah for me, Judah's the bow, and filled the bow of Torah and truth with Ephraim, and raised up the sons of Zion, to fight become arrows against the darts of the sons of Greece. You know what we're celebrating next week? Hanukkah. It is the victory of Israel over the Greeks. We are going to be celebrating on Hanukkah the victory of Israel over the Greeks and the Hellenistic culture and the Hellenistic ways and the Hellenistic heathenism. So it's a culture war. So it's not just like Christianity teaches that it's the battle for the culture. It is the culture of Zion versus the culture of our parents that were handed down to us by the vain tradition of our parents. And those traditions, those vanities, most of them unfortunately have Greco-Roman origin. So let me read this to you quickly as I close. The final end-time spiritual battle will be between Hebraic Nazarene culture in the Torah and Greco-Roman culture that has imprisoned Israel's children for 2,700 years. The plan of Yahweh, listen, is to defeat this spiritual and religious bondage over the exiles of Israel, and to reunite both houses into a physical and spiritual force, where truth and Torah replaces error and religion. Today and the days ahead, Yahweh will continue to reunite us by filling the bow of Judah, which is symbolic of Torah, foundation, with the arrows of Ephraim, meaning his servants, his soldiers, in the great end-time struggle for truth versus error. Did you get that? Judah, the bow of Judah is the Torah they uphold. The consistency, the eternality, the immutability of their Torah, their Shabbat, their principles. And Yahweh doesn't want to take Jews and put them in the church. Yahweh wants to take wandering, exiled Ephraimites and stick them in the bow of Judah. And then instead of fighting each other over doctrine and over philosophy and over a different understanding, we are now working as a bow and an arrow against the dart of Satan, because Yahshua is coming to remove the king that's living on the West Bank and the pride that emanates from that king. We just read that earlier. So he's coming to end all these wars, but it says not now. Look at verse 13. This could only happen then. When we learn that it's not Jews versus Christians, Sunday versus Shabbat, us versus them, kashrut versus non-kashrut. It is both houses adopting the bow of Judah, meaning not their unbelief and their error, but their Torah, their Moadim, their Shabbat. And when we unite in truth by departing error, the prisoners of hope are released from all the great congregations scattered all over, and they are released to be raised up as warriors. Turn to your neighbor and say warriors. To fight not each other, which is an in-house civil war, but they are raised up, O Zion, to fight the sons of the Greco-Roman world religious system and culture that we find ourselves. Our culture is Greco-Roman, and the spiritual battle is the sons. The great battle of these last days is not Christians versus atheists. It's not Jane Fonda versus Dr. Dobson. No, a million times no. Oh, you voted in Iraq? Rivka's waving one finger at. You voted? Where's the purple? You will either join this battle or the darts, those little darts, meaningless attacks of the enemy will take you out. You're either going to get into the fight. Are you going to be like those in verse 1? When the eyes of all men and all 12 tribes are what Yahweh is doing? Yahweh is preparing you, like Hanukkah, to overcome the culture of the Greco-Roman system that has enslaved us and our forefathers. And that's what it means to be an arrow in the bow of Judah versus those darts from Gaza and those darts from Ekron and Sor and Sidon. Abba, we thank you for your tov to us on this day, your word to us that has been delivered in clarity. And Father, we thank you for the Chavurah and the Moed Hall this afternoon. We thank you for the Miami Beach Israel revival that you've graciously given us and plugged us into. And Abba, we thank you for our brothers and our sisters. We thank you that many in our day are coming to this truth and the revelation of both houses of Israel. How, Father, that Ephraimites are overcome without the bow of Judah, of Yehudah, and how without our Ephraimite brothers and sisters, the bow is empty. And Father, we know when that bow and arrow are not flowing together, Abba, we know that the sons of Zion are overcome. And yet you call us Israel, meaning to overcome. And so, Abba, we just this day, as we've seen in Zechariah chapter 9, we want a man, Abba, we want to get plugged into your system. We want to get plugged into what you're doing to prepare your coming. Because, Father, we know that you brought peace in our hearts. The love of Yahweh should have brought in our hearts by the Ruach HaKodesh. Father, we know that the war between Israel and Esau and Ephraim and Judah unfortunately continues. But you're coming again to end those wars, even like you ended that war between us and yourself. So, Father, we thank you that you who begun this work will be faithful, according to Philippians 1:6, to perform it, not now, but at the day of, and until the day of Yeshua's return. In Yahshua's name, the Kol HaKeilah Imru, Amen. Amen. We love you. Let's go eat. Let's break bread. Shalom. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Before we go, we want to encourage you to visit our online store at www.yourarmstoisrael.org. We have so many items and so many products, from books and tapes and videos, that it'll bless you, it'll minister to you, it'll teach you, it'll disciple you. So many things we have to offer. Some of the best true name music CDs anywhere in the world that are very hard to get. For instance, here we have a CD, a music CD, using only the true names from a two-house believer hear my cry. And then we have other items, just to give you another example, another music CD from Yosef Green, Yisrael Come Forth, a cry to both houses. So why not do your online shopping and at the same time sow seeds into the ministry, and at the same time be blessed with the best products and the best items that are out there. So again, our suggestion would be to take a few minutes and visit us in our online store at www.yourarmstoisrael.org, and you'll find all kinds of products. Matter of fact, here's the rabbi's copy of the Nazarene Israelite Siddur. You can do all your services at home. If you're out in the boonies, so to speak, and you're all by yourself and you don't have anyone to lead you and guide you, all you have to do is follow the order of service and follow the liturgy for the Nazarene Israelite Siddur. See? Siddur Shenati Lelatre Yisroel. The liturgy or the Siddur prayer book annually for all of Nazarene Yisrael. So we have this available. We have items and articles in Hebrew and Spanish. We have books in Hebrew and Spanish. We even have the Siddur in Hebrew and Spanish. So rather than take up more time, just go to our website or call the ministry office. We'll have one of our ministry service partners get back to you. The telephone number, you'll see it right there on your screen, 305-868-8787. Give us a call at 1-305-868-8787, and we'll make sure that one of our ministry service partners gets back to you, takes your order, and helps you with product information. And if you need prayer, we'll pray with you, we'll sing with you. Whatever you need, we'll take our time to make sure that we get back to you. But one of the gems of our product, of course, many of you are already using the world-renowned and famous Restoration Scriptures True Name Edition, which has been edited and which has been translated by yours truly from the Hebrew, the Aramaic, and yes, also sometimes from the Greek. So we've taken the best of all the world and put together a translation that you and your family can be proud of. It's all backed up, substantiated by documents, by the Dead Sea Scrolls, by the Aramaic Peshitta. The research is painstaking research, but it's well worth it. As you can see, the finished product right here. 7 pounds of Besorah power. And you don't want to be without this Bible. You don't want your wife to be, you don't want her reading texts that are not reliable, written by translators who didn't speak a word of Hebrew. They knew Greek perfectly, but they didn't do too good with that either, but certainly didn't know any Hebrew or Aramaic. So the Restoration Scriptures True Name Edition is a treasure, a gift, a study tool that will literally last you a lifetime. It will literally last you all your years on this earth. You don't want to be, I don't ever want to be caught without this. And as a matter of fact, in the future, the very near future, we'll even have a little bit of a lighter edition in soft cover as well. So you'll find all that information on our website. Also, for our Spanish-speaking friends, guess what? Very soon, we're going to have the Restoration Scriptures True Name Edition, 3rd edition now, in Espanol, on CD, and then in a light, soft cover that's firm and they will not fall apart. We have that in Spanish very, very soon. And if you check our online store, you'll know exactly when we'll have that available. Again, we take a lot of time to make these products, to choose them, to select them, to pray over them, because we don't want to sell or distribute error. We don't want to sell or distribute junk just to make money. They've been selected, they've been chosen, so that they are doctrinally kosher, and quite frankly will help you in your most kadosh emunah. So again, pick up that phone, dial us at 305-868-8787, or visit our website at www.yourarmstoisrael.org, and we'll get back to you. We'll make a Hebraic connection and make sure you get the materials and the tools you need. And again, these tools have been selected for you, and they are not available, most of them are not available through any other source. So we look forward to meeting your needs as you grow in your most kadosh emunah in the things of Yisrael. Shalom.
worship before his face.